when I read the decision of the case Torion versus House of Representatives at saka yung Duterte versus House of Representatives, malinaw talaga na ang sabi ng Supreme Court ay hindi talaga entirely political process ang impeachment. It must be governed by the strict adherence to our constitutional processes. So, talagang as of now, makita mo talaga ang violation ng constitutional rights ng respondent. Number one, yung violation ng Equal Protection Clause. No one shall be denied the equal protection of the law. Now, what is the source for the goose is the source for the gander. Ngayon, sa case ni President Marcos, it was dismissed lacking in form and in substance kasi walang ultimate facts. So, walang ebidensya. Yan ang kanilang yardstick. But in the case of Vice President Sara Duterte, walang ultimate facts, lahat ng allegations lang, walang ebidensya, and yet they found sufficiency in substance. Diyan pa lang, meron ng violation. Pangalawa, nakita ko, diyan sa nawala na yung presumption of innocence. One who accuses has the burden to prove of his accusation. Normal yan eh. Yung onus probandi, nandoon yan sa nag-akusa. Ngayon, ang ginawa nila, ang inaakusahan, ngayon na siya na ang parang may responsibility, mayroong obligation to prove her or his innocence, which is not consistent to the principle of fair play at sa presumption of innocence. May narinig naman ako na yung defense team ni Vice President Sara Duterte cannot cross-examine the witnesses of the prosecution at saka yung mga complainants. Violation na ng due process. Lahat ng mga rights under the Constitution na sabi ng Supreme Court must be observed ay talagang they are ignoring it, they are denying it to the Vice President. Pero ang masakit dito, Admar, while other parliaments in other countries or law-making bodies na doon are busy finding solutions to this crisis brought about by the war of US versus Iran, our House of Representatives and the Senate are busy decimating and destroying Vice President Sara Duterte. Ano ba ito? We are supposed to have a House of Representatives who will look at the welfare of the people na at this time are facing grave economic crisis. And yet, well, hindi na priority yan. They are prioritizing a very politically motivated partisan na agenda. And lahat ng gagawin nila, even violating, trampling down rights of the respondent enshrined in the Constitution. So, talagang nakakasuka talaga ito. Very, very hindi man lang disappointing, but talagang condemning to the highest degree. Admar.
Opo. And mayroong mga paunang, lalo na yung udang liderato po ng Kamara, nababanggit at pinapangalandakan nila na yung mga representative doon, kumbaga automatic na nagiging tinig or boses ng taong bayan. So kapag meron daw inihain dyan, automatic daw na sila nagre-represent sa taong bayan po, attorney. Paano naman po ma-differentiate sa tingin nyo po kung sila ba ay sumusunod sa tinig, well, sa kanila mag-uumpisa, no, yung impeachment sa pagpapanagot po sa mga tiwaling opisyal. Pero paano naman po malalaman kung ang ito pong ginagawa nila ay boses or sila talaga ay nagre-represent sa kanilang mga constituents at hindi sa personal na interest po, attorney?
Malinaw yan, Admar. Malinaw yan sa sikat ng araw. They are not basing their stance from the pulse or yung sentiments ng kanilang mga constituents. Ang kanilang motivation ay personal interest at saka yung personal preservation kasi alam nila na they have committed sins, they have committed betrayal to the Filipino people, to their constituents, kasi karamihan sa kanila ay they enjoyed the loot na nangyari sa ating kabanang bayan. They are the recipients. Alam naman talaga yan, balitang-balita yan eh. Karamihan sa kanila ay recipients of the malita. So they are afraid na the moment Sara becomes president, they will be talagang held accountable. So at this time, it's no longer about the voice of the people, it's all about their survival as not only as a leader, but survival sa kanilang kaso na harapin the moment Sara Duterte becomes president.
Opo.
Kasi they committed sins against the Filipino people.
Kaugnay po nito, attorney, na pag-uusapan natin, nakikita nyo po ba na hindi talaga lubusang uusad po or nakikita nila na pahirapan ang pag-usad nitong impeachment? Kaya ang gagawin na lang nila, lulubos-lubosin nila yung panahon, nababanggit nga nila na meron daw silang mini trial, no? Nagagawin dyan po sa Kamara is para either maisulong yung kanilang sariling interes, hindi talaga for accountability kasi nabanggit nyo nga parang hindi patas yung treatment sa mga impeachment laban kay Marcos Jr. at dito po kay VP Sara. Doon na lang nila ibubuhos for the purpose na magkaroon ng masira ang pangalan ng pangalawang Pangulo po, attorney?
Actually, Admar, ang kanilang pinaka-ultimate objective na ma-convict si VP Sara doon sa Senate, which at this time is an uphill climb. But yung pinaka-short term nila na target, yung sasabing mini trial, is to destroy, to blacken, to demonize the Vice President, to create a narrative. Kahit pa yung narrative na yan ay comical, pero basta lang makakreate ng narrative. Like for example, kay Madriaga, ano bang talagang nobody in his right mind, objective mind, would give credence to that very incredible testimony coming from a detained person diyan sa Bilibid. Kung nabilibid ka, sabi ba ni Secretary ni Congressman Puno, sabi niya, I used to become the DILG Secretary. Alam niya kung anong sitwasyon diyan sa Bilibid. So kahit na anong sasabihin, anong ipasabi sa kanya, sabihin niya talaga niyan. Kasi for his own comfort, kung mayroong ibigay sa kanya na trade-off. And then paniwalaan natin yan. Yung allegation about grave threats. Ano bang grave threats yan? Meron bang ebidensya na talagang meron ng kinontrata si Vice President Sara Duterte na papatay kay President Marcos, kay First Lady at saka kay Speaker? Conditional nga yan eh. So, paano hindi ka maging crime yan? Ako, simpleng abogado lang ako, Admar. But if that case will be filed, talagang madismiss yan kasi walang katawa yan eh. Katawa-tawa talaga yan. Hindi yan naabot sa yung prima facie case na yung may certainty of conviction. Yan na ang pamantayan ngayon sa even in the preliminary investigation stage. Kung objective lang ang prosecutor, talagang diyan pala ng level, dismiss na yan. So, pangatlo, yung confidential funds. Meron bang ebidensya na nagsabi na ang funds na yan ay landed into the pockets of the Vice President? Kahit nga, assuming merong discrepancy sa paggamit ng funds, the ultimate penalty of this allowance is restitution. So paano yan maging impeachable offense? Ang ginagawa lang nila ngayon is to, as I said, to destroy, to blacken, and to demonize the Vice President dyan sa political landscape na baka sakali na because of that masisira siya, just like what they did, just like what the tormentors of the former Vice President Jojo Binay, paano siya sinisiraan. Pero I don't think so that it will work. Lalo ngayon na ang mga tao ay, in fact, people are no longer watching kung ano nangyari diyan sa diyan sa house, kasi ang mga tao ngayon ay talagang fighting for survival. Imagine, Admar, paano yung simple middle class lang na tao, yung mga monthly income earners, karamihan diyan, may mga sasakyan. How can they cope with the skyrocketing price of oil na unanticipated? Yan ang worry natin, yan ang concern. Pangalawa, yung presyo ng mga bilihin. Alam mo, I'm not an economist, but if the price of oil increases, may domino effect yan. Lahat, everything is affected. Lahat mag-increase. Yan ang inatupag, yan ang problema na inatupag ng mga taong bayan ngayon. Siguro sa mga ultra-rich, like mga congressmen dyan, they cannot feel it kasi wala sa kanila yung kahit pa mag-full tank everyday sila. Kasi sintabos lang yan sa kanila, daming pera nila. Lalo na ngayon, may mga incentives pa siguro sila. So, ito ang talagang masakit dahil they are not doing their job, pero sige, gawin nila yan, but I don't think so that mag-epekto yan sa pagkasira ni Vice President. Baka lalo pang aangat yung rating ng Vice President kung gagawin nila yan. Na talagang walang basihan, pang-aapi. Filipinos do not like to be do not like oppressors. Kasi ito, sa psyche natin yan, Admar, because we've been under the Spanish regime of 300 years, Americans, we have been slave. Nandiyan sa ating psyche yan yung talagang api tayo. Kaya nga, we root for the underdog. Hindi na nakita yan. Kaya nga, how would they realize na yung ginagawa nila ay talagang magbabaklas yan sa kanila? May nasiyahan yung mga kasama nila. Di are happy. Nakita natin sa Facebook, yung mga keyboard warriors sila ay masaya dahil yung keyboard warriors, fake naman talaga yan. Pero if you listen to the sentiments on the ground, nako, tingnan mo yung how was the president received by yung mga repatriated na mga OFW sa airport. Hindi nga siya pinapansin. I don't know when will they learn, when will they wake up from their slumber, saka yung kanilang paniniwala. Kasi the existent echo chamber, Admar, sila lang kasi ang nag-uusap-usap dyan eh. They are already detached from the realities. Detached na sila sa sentimento ng taong bayan.
Opo. Dito po sa nakikita niyo pong mga puna sa kasalukuyang ginagawa po ng Kongreso sa impeachment versus VP Sara Duterte.